Hello, hello. My name is Heather Allen. I am the Practice Development Specialist of the Northeast for Sinclair North America. And today I'm going to be discussing something that is one of my favorite topics to discuss, which is consultations, and really helping our accounts get really comfortable with your consultations, mastering your consultations, and really feeling confident about doing consultations. I know for me, when I first started out in this industry, this was one of my weakest points. I really thought I didn't love sales. I loved helping people feel good and treating them, but I did not love the selling aspect of it. I have grown to really truly love this whole process. And so I really hope that my energy can help you to also love this part of this industry that is just so very important. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. So again, my name is Heather Allen, and my presentation is on strategies for successful consultations and just mastering these consultations. I am the practice development specialist of the Northeast. Currently, I've been a clinical trainer, so you may have seen my face in your office, giving you your initial clinical training over the years. I am a co-owner of a practice in New Hampshire. We have 2 locations. So that's a little bit about me and my background. Again, I used to do consultations in a lot of different hats that I've worn within the industry. And it wasn't until really owning my own business until I really realized how important these were and how important it is to feel super confident every single time you bring on a new patient and deliver a consultation with them. Okay, so I like to relate consultations almost to like a dating relationship, right? A new client is like we're having a relationship with them. Of course, it's a business relationship, but it's a relationship nonetheless. So I like to start with just talking about the tone that needs to be set within your office when you acquire this brand new patient. So within the first contact, we need to respond to those leads as quick as possible. In this industry, there are a lot of different practices out there, and you need to be the one that responds very quickly in order to be able to get that client in your door. And so I recommend having a cell phone at all times in somebody's possession, delegating that out. It doesn't not necessarily always have to be you as a business owner, but delegating that out so that we are responding to those leads as soon as they come in, at least within 24 hours. But honestly, that first hour is really important. All staff should answer inquiries in the same consistent and welcoming manner, whether it's you as a business owner or it's your front desk staff or it's one of your estheticians, it's one of your nurses. We need to be able to be very consistent in our lingo and our confidence levels of these treatments. So the talk tracks are very important. I do recommend your staff having talk tracks up at the front desk. So no matter who is answering the phone, they're able to answer generic questions very easily. And I also recommend just getting all staff on board. So whether that's doing monthly trainings with them, quizzing them, flashcards, whatever you need to do in order to make sure that everybody is answering the questions correctly. That is very important. But welcoming is huge, right? Even if they don't know the answer, just make sure that they're welcoming and they're happy and they're excited to talk to this person. Front desk should be knowledgeable on treatments, products to answer basic questions. This is what I was talking about before. You just really want to make sure everyone's on board with being able to answer these questions accurately. Everyone's goal on these first phone calls, text message, Instagram messages, whatever it is to schedule that consultation. This is so important, and everyone needs to make sure that they're on board with making that their goal before they hang up that phone or before that message thread is finished. We want to let patients know what to expect during their appointment, inform them of any policies to be immediately aware of, right? So you want to talk to them about your payment policy, your consultation fee if you have one. You want to talk to them about what happens if they need to cancel their appointment, if it's within 24 to 48 hours, or if it's before, whatever your policies are, your front desk staff needs to talk to them about that on the phone and or via message. If the consultation was booked online, I recommend contact that patient immediately. Give them a call immediately. Send them a text message immediately. Make sure that they know that you've received their inquiry, and that this is a real appointment that they have booked. Sometimes people book things online, they book in multiple places. This is just to ensure that they're ready to come in, and also that you can explain all of your policies to them. Call, text, email to confirm the appointment 24 to 48 hours prior to the appointment. So if the consultation was booked prior to 24 to 48 hours, just make sure that you're calling them again and making sure that they are excited to come into their appointment. They know to come in a few minutes early to fill out some paperwork or whatever your policies are in your office. Being prepared is just so very important. So the front desk and aesthetic consultant should know the schedule for the day. They should know when someone's coming in. They should have that paperwork ready. I actually have my staff have all the paperwork ready for them the day before. So it's ready for them with their name on it. If you are a one-man show, make sure that all of that is out and ready for them. Even if you're in with another client, it's out and ready for them, maybe with a water or something that's welcoming them, just so that they feel welcome, but that they also know that you're ready for them. Ensure the consultation room is clean and stocked. You don't want to walk into a room and be cleaning and busy and just not ready for them when they're walking in. You want it to be welcoming, clean, show your best self to these people. Again, this is like a dating relationship, right? You wouldn't show up to your first date straight from the gym looking a hot mess, right? You want them to see how wonderful your staff is and how prepared you are for them. You want to include pamphlets, before and after photo flip book, waiting room loop in the waiting room, consultation room while they're waiting. Let's let them, sell to themselves before you even are able to go in there and talk to them. Maybe they see something else that they may be excited about, and that they didn't know that you can offer. All staff, especially aesthetic consultants and providers, should experience treatments if desired. I am huge with this, right? Because say somebody's waiting in their waiting room and they ask your front desk staff, hey, so have you ever had laser hair removal? How's it feel? And they say, oh no, I've never had that. It does not look good on your practice, right? It does not look like these treatments everybody wants, right? If your front desk staff isn't having the treatments done, then why should they? So I do recommend everyone at least feeling the treatments, if they're not contraindicated, just so that they can talk on how they feel and how exciting and wonderful they are. You want to be knowledgeable and confident in all aspects of your offerings. This is a huge one, okay? So it is one thing to be able to do these treatments and to explain them, to know them. That is one thing. To be able to teach them is a whole different story. You really need to know the scientific background of all things in order to explain them in a way that is effortless. To do so, it needs to be a script. It needs to be memorized, and it needs to be something that you have in the back of your mind that you could say no matter what. Whether you're talking to a doctor that you're a little bit nervous to speak to, or you're talking to, a family member, it doesn't matter. You need to be super confident and knowledgeable in this information. That is the biggest thing that I hope you take away from today is do your homework, do your flashcards, go back to school, do your flashcards, realize what talk tracks you'd like to include within your consultations and know them by heart in your gut, and have people quiz you. You can quiz with your staff. You can quiz with your family. I know it sounds silly, but I promise you, this is going to help you just speak so effortlessly about these treatments and be able to answer questions effortlessly. All right, we want to review all paperwork before entering the consultation room. This is something I did myself one time. So I actually I had a consultation of someone that and had a friend come in for VFR treatments. And so the friend comes in, she's ready to roll. She's so excited. She's sold to essentially already. So I went right into the room. I explained everything, to her. I sold her a hefty package with some add-ons for her acne scars, and she was so excited for these treatments. And then I looked at her forms, and I realized that she was contraindicated. She was not a good candidate for this treatment. And I sunk in my stomach, and I said, okay, so unfortunately you're not able to do these treatments. However, what we could do is we could do microdermabrasion and some dermafuse, which are wonderful treatments. However, she didn't bite, right? She's not excited about that. She's like, no, I want the VFR. I don't want that. If I had read through her paperwork prior, walked in and sold her the dermafuse and microdermabrasion and potentially some other treatments, she would have been excited about it. But because I didn't review her paperwork prior, I sold her the wrong thing. And it ended up in not being a sale. So learn from my mistakes. Make sure you read through everything prior to walking in. Also, nobody wants to be, sitting in a room while you read the information that they just wrote. It's awkward. You want to be discussing things with them. You want to be engaging with them. So, looking over paperwork or reading paperwork while they're in the room, it just doesn't feel great as the client. Okay, connect and listen. These are two really important words when it comes to consultations. Connecting is huge. I try to connect with them whenever I can, when they walk in the door and I know that they're my consult and I'm walking by them, I try to introduce myself. I try to, make sure that they feel comfortable and confident. But if you feel like they have a guard up, especially, ask them some questions about themselves, find something you have in common. If all else fails, just give them a compliment. Everyone has something that you can compliment, right? Even if it's something like, oh, I love that bag. Where did you get it? It's just a connection, and it really, really allows them to let their guard down. And that guard is sometimes what is going to come between you and the sale. So making sure that their guard is down and they're at ease is really important. And sometimes just that first little human connection can really help with the sale. If that's not you, your front desk connecting with them also can help. I do like to kind of sit down with them if I can, introduce myself to them. I think of myself sitting in a lobby, filling out paperwork, wondering who I'm going to be speaking with, wondering, who I'm going to be meeting with, and telling my deepest, darkest secrets, essentially, right? You're telling them, these women are telling you about their vaginal laxity and their chin hair and their cellulite, like things that they don't talk about a ton. And they're ready to talk to essentially a complete stranger about that. So that connection with your practice and with you is just really, really important. Listening is huge, right? It's really what we're going to be doing for the majority of our consultation. If you find yourself talking, and there's not any interaction back, that's not a good sign within your consult. Before asking what the patient's concerns are, ask them what they love about their face and body. I just heard this recently and started implementing it, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's a great way, again, to allow them to let their guard down, but we're going to be asking them about what concerns them, right? So why not ask them what they love about their body? Start off the consultation on a happy, high note. But then we're going to ask them what brings them in. Let them tell you what their concerns are, right? You never want to bring up things that aren't necessarily something that they're bringing up unless they're asking you specifically. What would you do? What do you think I would benefit from, right? But not offering that information unless they ask, because we don't want to add any insecurities to anybody. Actively listen to their concerns and establish a customized plan. Customized is huge here, right? Customized plan. Nobody wants a cookie cutter plan that everyone else got. They want something specific to their needs and something that's going to answer their problems and their concerns. So customized is huge. Okay, now educate. This is the big part, right? This is what we want to be really, really confident and comfortable discussing on the science end of things. But also just like the treatment parameters that we're going to be utilizing. We want to be sure that we know, this person is skin type. Can we even do this treatment on them? We want to make sure, which of course, that with all Sinclair technologies, pretty much we can treat all skin types. However, is it the wrong time of year to treat them? Are they going to be in the sun a lot this summer, right? We want to ensure the treatment plan presented results in a sale and an outcome the patient is looking for. So do not speak over or under their head. It's great to know all of the information, right? To be able to discuss the workbook or to recite the workbook like a play script. This is wonderful. If you can do that, you're going to be doing consultations very effortlessly. However, we don't want to speak over their head, right? We don't want them to just be sitting there like, I have no idea what this girl is saying. I have no idea what she's talking about on a cellular level. This is way over my head. But we also want to make sure that we understand the information enough to project it in a way that they can understand. So, throwing out the words that we all know in regards to like the different depths of the skin, what we're doing, the biological responses to the skin, all of that is just very important to be comfortable discussing. Avoid overwhelming them with too many treatment options. Present them with 3 different treatment options with pricing and treatment information in a branded folder. I love branded folders. I think they're just such a nice touch. And right, you want your brand everywhere. We discuss that a lot in our other webinars. But we want to make sure that we're not overwhelming them, right? So everybody's a little bit different in their aesthetic journey. They may have just started out in this journey, and if you sell them 3 different modalities, they're going to be in your office weekly for about an hour to an hour and a half. Some people, this could be very overwhelming for. Others, not so much. Others, like, I'm getting ready for my daughter's wedding and I am ready to roll. Give me the Rolls Royce of treatment plans, right? So that's why I like to create 3. And I have an example of that coming up within the next few slides of just a way that we can give them 3 different treatment options with 3 different prices, low, medium, and high. You just want to make sure that you don't go too low with the low, right? You want this get them to a place where they're going to actually see results. So you don't want to start with like 1 treatment if the treatment that you're discussing with them requires multiple. We want to showcase your amazing before and after photos. This is something else that we discuss a lot. Kara's webinar on this is absolutely amazing. If you have not seen it, I definitely recommend watching that after this. We want to get the best before and after photos within our practice, but we want to utilize them, right? Showcase them. Make sure that you're showing them someone that actually looks like them or feels like them. And what I mean by that is, if you're doing let's say a skin tightening consultation with someone that is in their 60s, you don't want to show them photos of someone that's in their 20s that had 2 treatments and no longer has nasolabial folds, right? You want them to see themselves within your before and after photos. So make sure you're showcasing your amazing before and after photos. Make sure you're taking them. And we want to educate patients on pre and post care guidelines to ensure the best outcome and to avoid preventable contraindications. This is all important within your consultation. This is a treatment plan. It's just a basic treatment plan. So say someone came in and they had fine lines and wrinkles and wanted some skin rejuvenation. They were getting ready for an event. 1 treatment option could be for pristine, for IPL skin rejuvenations. This is going to give them great results. And this is $1,800. However, what I would recommend for some longer lasting results, that deep dermal heat really is going to help with creating new collagen and elastin and giving you longer lasting results. It would be VST. So doing 4 VST treatments, 4 dermafuse treatments. And this is $2,600. We love those combination treatments. And now, if you can afford a little bit of downtime, what I really would recommend for you would be 3 pristine treatments. So get rid of all that dead keratin on the surface, 3 VFR treatments, some ablation. We'll get some deep dermal heat and create new collagen elastin, and then 3 dermafuse treatments in order to really finish the treatments up and to nourish the skin so that we're creating the best results possible. And this is going to be 3,300. So this is a good way to, showcase everything that you do and create a customized plan for them. Solutions. This is what we're doing. We're providing solutions, right? So many patients are looking for wow results as quickly as possible. So combination approaches will give them that. Huge benefit of having many treatment options, being able to easily curate a top-notch combination approach. And with Sinclair, and not just with Sinclair, but in the industry as a whole, we are really leaning more towards a combination approach for treatments. It's no longer a one and done with different treatment options. So if you want to know a little bit more about different combination approaches and get really comfortable and confident with them, I recommend going to mysinclairshop.com, SSP. You have to select your device, practice development, and combination guides, and you can get all of these different ones. For our customers that with a pre-May in a V series, this one is amazing. The ability to combine the two. Then this one is more of just like a quick guide, a combination, comprehensive combination quick guide in regards to the actual treatment needed. So is it solar lentigo? Is it scars? Is it texture? Large pores, wrinkles? And this will show you all of the different approaches that we can go. And then this last one, is going to be all things dermafuse. We love the dermafuse here. Dermafuse is for every single person, right? And so this is a combination protocol for the dermafuse and how you can utilize it in so many different ways. Transparency. We want to be transparent the entirety of our consultation. We want to establish the patient's goal. So what outcomes are you seeking? Ensure the patient's not looking for surgical results. Sometimes we can deliver surgical-like results, but these are not surgical results. And so we want to make sure that the person and the client has the correct mindset going into these treatments so that they can be happy, right? We always want to undersell, over-deliver in everything that we do. We want to make sure that the patient knows that patience is required with non-invasive aesthetic treatments. Something like a VFR treatment, you are going to get a nice result, or VVR, you're going to get a nice result with the first treatment, but you're going to get even better results within 3 months. So you want to make sure that they know that this is not, a one and done treatment that the next day they're going to wake up looking and feeling 20 years younger. We want to inform them that the results are a team effort, right? They need to do their part. They need to do their homework. Proper water intake, daily SPF use, consistent medical grade skincare. We want to ensure that their lifestyle also aligns with the treatment. If you have a client that comes in for a V-form consultation and says, I'm interested in this, but I'd like to eat, I don't want to work out, they're not a good body contouring client. That's just it. And you need to be the one to discuss that with them and tell them, I'm so sorry, but this is a tool. This is not instead of, right, treatment. So you need to be somebody that is actively moving, and you need to be watching what you're eating in order to do these. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your money and your time. And so I'm going to be very honest with you. This may not be the right candidate for this. What's amazing and what I've seen is that they actually turn into the right client when you tell them the truth. So they say, you know what, I can walk every day. You know what, I can go on I hire a dietitian and or start on keto again, whatever it is. They become that person when you're honest with them. And then nobody ends up at the end of a treatment series unhappy. You want to make sure you're avoiding specific promises. I see people in consultations just get so excited about the treatments that they offer. And so I always say, slow your roll a little bit and under promise, over deliver here. So you don't want to say things like all your wrinkles are going to be gone. You're going to lose 2 inches around your waist. No specific promises and statements like that, because you're just going to get yourself in a bad place and that you're going to have to rectify. Right, there's that saying, under promise, over deliver. We want to avoid telling patients that their concerns are going to be resolved in one treatment. I talked about that. It's always better to sell them more treatments versus not enough. You know, if they need to use some of them as maintenance treatments in the future, that's wonderful. That's great. And then price transparency. We want to be really, really, really transparent about pricing. You don't want them to go up to the front desk and have a sticker shock up at the front desk. They will just leave. I promise they will not sell. They need to know how much these treatments are costing, and you need to talk to them in the room. So you want to inform the patients of their treatment plan price during that consultation. This is where you can overcome any cost objections in the consultation room. So you want to offer them patient financing, package pricing, membership pricing, whatever it is. You want to be able to combat some of those objections within the treatment room and not up at the front desk. Policy transparency. We already talked to them when they first called, right? They know, but we're going to talk about it again. So we're going to talk to them then about no-show, cancellation policies, memberships, refund satisfaction, privacy before and after photos, and payment. We want to talk about all of those things within the consultation room. Okay, so objections. So this is the fun one. This is where I feel like I'm like solving people's problems, and I hope you feel the same after we talk kind of about objections and how to combat them. So an objection can be common during the consultation process. It's important to dig a little deeper as to why they're having doubts. You can successfully overcome objections by asking questions and clarifying hesitations. So these are some steps to help you with objections. First, we're going to acknowledge the objection. So this is your chance to kind of work as a team with them. We're going to clarify then. So run an assessment to get to the root of the objection, right? And we're going to isolate. Is there any other objection that could be holding them back? You want to make sure that you ask this question when there's an objection, because we don't want to get all the way to the very end and have them, answer all their and fix their objection in their mind, and then have them say, well, also there's XYZ. Also, I need to ask my husband. Also, I'm nervous about the discomfort. So we want to make sure that we're isolating it and making sure that this is their true objection. We want to set a condition. So we're informing them whether you can meet their expectations and offer solutions if applicable. And then we're going to answer. We're going to provide the solution for them, right? So you're going to talk to them about, say it's price. You're going to talk to them about your payment options or payment plans, or set them up with a secondary payment the company that can help them out, Afterpay, Care Credit, Cherry, something like that. So provide that solution for them. And then you're going to confirm their acceptance. This is the time to make the sale. So this is the time to ask them for the sale, and once their objection has been rectified. Okay, so these are some common objections. So time. So some things to combat time would be to inform them of how quick these treatments are, to offer them different time options like evenings and weekends. Say pain is one of their objections. They're nervous about the discomfort. Offer them a test spot. I love doing this in a consultation, just so they walk in for their first appointment not nervous at all, because they've already felt that this is an easy, simple treatment that's not going to be uncomfortable for them at all. Or then inform them of the many comfort features of Sinclair technology, right? There's so many bells and whistles on our devices that make this comfortable. So explain that to them and let them know that, if they've had another treatment in the past that was uncomfortable, that this could potentially blow them out of the water because it's so comfortable. Results is something that I think everyone has a little bit of an objection, right? So this is when we're going to share those amazing before and after photos that you've taken, some testimonials, talk about personal stories of results, talk about yourself, talk about your staff, talk about patients that you've had, so that they can see themselves within those stories and photos. Money. So patient financing, we talked about this, but new patient discounts, memberships. If they are that person that just wants to get a deal, explain to them if in a consultation, if you purchase at the end, you get XYZ off. Maybe it's $25, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 10%, whatever it makes sense for your practice, but have that kind of in your pocket if money is an objection. Partner, spouse. This is a tough one. This is the one I always say is not really their objection, not in this day and age. But you want to just make sure you're asking more questions if they say this. Sometimes it really is. They just don't know which card their partner wants, them to put this on. But usually it's more that they want to go home. They want to do a little more research on their own. They don't want to say that. They want to look into you more or something like that. And so they'll say, oh, I need to go ask my husband. This sounds great. I just need to ask my husband or wife. So this is one I always say, ask a few more questions, make sure this is their true objection. But another great thing to do is to step out of the room and let them call their spouse, let them text their spouse, give them their privacy, give them some time. But also, set the tone that we're going to close this today. Suggest that they book the appointment to secure any special pricing. Let them know that they can always reschedule. I like this tactic a lot. I like to say, hey, listen, I know you need weekend appointments. They go fast within this practice. We're already booking 3 to 4 weeks out, 6 to 8 weeks out, whatever your practice is booking. So why don't we get you in the schedule? You can discuss this with your significant other, but let's get you in the schedule. You sound like you're a great candidate for this. Let's make sure that we at least lock you down for an appointment, so that when you call, you're not unable to get the time that you would like. However, but yeah, just getting them on the schedule is nice. I've seen it that I book them and then they're like, you know what, that's fine. Here's my credit card. It's fine. I'll just pay today. It's easier. So sometimes they solve their own objections within their mind. Okay. Not feeling deserving is one that like hurts my heart a little, right? You want to build them up. These are the people that just need a little bit more handholding. They need to know that, they're worth it and that they are that I see this a lot with moms. That they're like, oh, but my kids need braces and this and that. And of course, they're going to get their kids braces and they're going to figure it all out. However, it's like we get that mom guilt. And so sometimes it's just important to build them back up and to show them that, that they want these treatments, that these are going to solve some of the problems and maybe save some time for them in the morning so they can spend more time with their kids, whatever it is, building them up is important. Competitors is another one. So they've had a bad treatment experience. I can relate to this. I can relate to, a bad treatment experience with laser hair removal in the past. And, if I didn't realize how amazing our IPL and our different devices, hair removal devices are, how safe and efficacious they are, I may not be someone that would be willing to spend more money on that. So I can relate to this. However, this is when we dig deeper into why they had that bad treatment experience. You want to sell yourself, your technology, know it in and out and showcase your before and after photos because they do not lie. So competitors. So if they're interested in a specific brand or treatment, you want to ask them why you're interested in that treatment, right? So say that they're real hellbent, on on a hydrofacial treatment, right? Because they have a lot of clogging. We'll explain to them that not only with the pre-May can we do extract and exfoliate and nourish with our Aqua B, but we have the ability to do so much more with all of the other modalities, right? So knowing your technology is really important, but knowing competitor technology is also important. Inform them of the wide variety of treatment capabilities that you're able to treat. Explain the benefits of combination approaches. Set yourself apart with your knowledge on combinations and how we can treat on a cellular level on different depths of the skin. Showcase before and after photos. That's that again. And speak to the safety and efficacy of your technology. Closing the sale. Most important part of all of it. You can do an amazing consultation. And if you do not ask for the sale, you will not get the sale, right? These people are coming in for you to sell to them. This is the whole goal. So you really want to make sure you feel comfortable and confident closing that sale. You want to assume the sale by asking which day would work best for them to schedule their appointment. Otherwise, they might feel unsure about booking their appointment and will leave waiting to think more about the decision. If they say no, there may be underlying objections. So that's when we dig deeper, right? That's how we're still in the treatment consultation room and we're still talking. We want to clarify and talk a little bit more about some of the objections they may have. And ask them if they have ATM, right? The ability, time, and motivation. They may not be a good candidate for this. They may kind of be wasting your time. So make sure that they have all three of those things and that they showcase that within the consultation. And you want to, and maybe they're just not ready at this moment, right? Maybe their life is just way too crazy to add this to their schedule. And so they're not a great candidate for this right now, but they could be in the future. So make sure you get all of their contact information so that you can contact them and send them all of the wonderful things that you're doing within your office so that when they are ready, they will come to you. But creating that sense of urgency is huge, right? We want to create this so the patient makes a timely decision. Make them feel like they're missing out if they do not book now. The way that we can do this is put an expiration date on their treatment price. We can offer a discount or money off for booking that day as a first-time consultation. And then additionally, loyalty points towards free treatments for scheduling at their consultation. When we're trying to close the sale, close the deal, we always want to come at it with an educative approach. We want to showcase our passion for these treatments. And just make sure that you give a thorough consultation. I honestly think that a whole hour is needed for a consultation. If you can schedule it out that way, I think it's always best. At least have an hour to be able to discuss with them. If you're done earlier and they purchase, great. But at least you have that time to combat some of those objections. You want to secure the sale by asking for a deposit. A deposit ensures that the patient's committed to their treatments and it decreases the chance of no-shows. $100 is a great starting point. You want to try to sell them the full package at the consultation, but at least securing the sale by that deposit is going to, again, decrease the no-shows. And for treatments that are more expensive that will take more time, you can always ask for half the package price up front. You want to upsell and utilize add-ons, talk about all of the things within the consultation, and maybe they don't purchase the add-ons at the time of the consultation, but at least you're planting the seed so that when they come in for their next treatment, you can, when your operator's talking about the dermafuse and the added benefits of it, and or all the other devices that we combine with our treatments, they'll say, oh, you know what? Yes, she talked about that in the consultation and all of the benefits. So it's another touch to them in order to sell them add-ons within the future. So we want to educate the patients on clinical benefits of the treatments and feel confident in explaining the benefits of combination therapies. All right, schedule. Be sure to walk the patient to the front desk, give your front desk staff all the necessary information, right? You want to talk to them about the fact that they, that you've developed this treatment plan for them. You want to talk about the treatment intervals, the cost of treatment, what days, times work best for the patient, Susie can only do Tuesdays at 5 o'clock because of her work schedule. Make sure that we can get her in for all of all 6 of her treatments now. Let's schedule her out so that ensures that she has that time slot. Any dislikes that should be applied, and skincare that they should go home with. This is also a really great time to discuss the combination of your medical grade skincare and how it can benefit, like homework and tests. They go together so well and will ensure that they get even better results. So you want to avoid leaving the front desk until they schedule. I see a lot of consultants, right after they do this amazing consultation, they walk away. So, they give all the information to the front desk staff, and then they walk away. This is a time when the person purchasing could leave. So you want to make sure you're staying there and talking to them and ensuring that they do schedule and they do purchase. Making small talk, whatever, talking about, their day and on all of those things, but being up there and staying there until they purchase and leave. And it's kind of finishing that whole connection. So gives you that opportunity to build that connection, and then leaves them warm and fuzzy, because they came in, saw the front desk staff, then met you, left, also saw the front desk staff, and talk to you, and it's a way for you to you to say goodbye to them and ensure them that and tell them to have a wonderful day, whatever, but it's leaving them feeling warm and fuzzy. You want to provide pre and post care up here at the desk. So send them home with the digital or hard copy, inform patients on how to prepare for their treatment, what to expect afterwards, and ensure that they will take their homework seriously. Okay, so follow-up is so important, whether they purchase or not. You want to follow up with a call, text, or email, especially if they do not purchase. So reach out the next day if they left without booking to find out if they have any additional questions. I have actually closed a lot of sales that next day. It is more difficult to close after they've left. Don't get me wrong. However, absolutely call them, right? They could be just thinking about it. They could have gotten busy. So make sure that you call them, and then you could even just finish that consultation via phone, or have them come back and chat with you. Remind them of their package price expiration date, right? We're putting expiration dates on all of our package pricing so that you're really helping them to be excited about purchasing in a timely manner. It's great to automate this process or select an employee that's responsible for this whole process to make sure that we are calling each and every one of our consultations when they do not purchase and chatting with them. New clients are a whole lot harder to get than existing clients, right? They are gold. So when we get them, we want to treat them with utmost respect, but we also want to ensure that they are purchasing and they're coming in to see us for these treatments, right? We can do these amazing consultations, and then somebody that's a little bit more aggressive could close the sale at a different practice. So we want to make sure that we're giving them lots and lots of touches in order so that they feel comfortable and confident purchasing with you. No matter what, we want to input the patients into your EMR and CRM system, no matter if they purchase, if they book or not, right? Again, these could be clients in the future, even if they're not ready today. So it's very important to make sure you've got all of their information and that you import it into your system. All right, well, that concludes our webinar on consultations. This QR code actually will bring you to Sinclair College, so you can watch all of our other webinars on practice development and all of the different technologies. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, and join us for more webinars in the future.